Hello and welcome to another video on the Model 2 Introduction to Cross-Border Selling. And this section actually was pretty interesting because it described what is cross-border selling, and after all is commerce without borders, okay? And there's some benefit and challenge, especially for merchants or for anyone that wants to do international sales or this cross-border selling. So for the context of Shopify here and from the merchant's or for the merchant's perspective, the whole point of this is to first recognize is the benefit and the challenge. So especially if you as a merchant, you expand to global markets, it makes you competitive in the international landscape will help you to build brand awareness and trust. And trust is what accelerates business. So if you don't rely on someone else to do a particular job or to receive value, it's less likely that that go on in the long term. So by expanding to this international markets, okay, and exactly you build your brand awareness and trust, this will translate into more customers buying your product and service, which increase sales. That at the end of the day, the success of any business is to have recurring clients or recurring customers. So you will increase the customer base over time, and that is what makes your business successful because you can now have the flexibility to move out to any new locations, especially when things go hard in your business. So this is something interesting to recognize. Why? Because if you see yourself as a business, especially if you're providing a service in the software landscape or in the digital landscape, software, web development, web design, copywriting, and that kind of thing. So the whole point of this is to see yourself as this business where now you can is uh, provide your good and service to this international audience. And again, as you build your brand uh, and you make it public, so you build the brand awareness and these you build trust. That is what leads to customers to decide to buy your good and service, meaning that you will have more source of income, and you translate that to you going to increase your sales. That the holy grail of any business is to have recurring customers or recurring clients. So over time, you're going to build is this customer retention that makes your business not only successful but also flexible if you need to move to different locations, which you might wonder, why do I need to move to different locations? And that is where this challenge or the trade-off or the cons kicks in. It's like, okay, because selling across border, so this cross-border selling is something that is quite challenging because in any business you have obstacle to manage, whether it is from regulation, tax, duty, language, and currency. All right. So managing complaint is one of the challenges, especially doing the cross-border sellings. So here, uh, policy can change. If money or currency fluctuates, you also must be aware of the challenge in uh, the risk and so yeah, you must be aware and of the challenge, risk, and fraud that as a merchant you're going to pass through. Okay, so because of this, getting into new market is something that is slow and expensive, and because no one's know you, you are actually building your trust with this global audience. And one of the ways that Shopify mentioned is by tailoring a specific experience, by tailoring a specific buyer experience, because buyers' expectations are different in any market. China, Argentina, Brazil, Peru, Venezuela, US, France, Germany, Australia, Spain, UAE, uh, you know, Thailand. So buyers' expectations are different in any market. So they want to shop is using the local currency, the language, and their preferred payment methods. So if you don't do that, your customer retentions will suffer over time. And the other thing is that, especially as a merchant, when you're selling physical product most of the time. So by selling this physical product, what happening is making affordable or negotiating affordable international shipping taxes and fees is quite challenging and hard without high volume, and especially express shipping. So despite all of this challenge that I mentioned, okay, and Shopify described that, even though merchants uh, recognize that there is a so merchandise and people that uh, do cross-border sellings recognize that this is way much more feasible, because you increase sales, you diversify your source of income, you accelerate growth, and you growth increase your cash flow. So you increase your cash flow, you diversify to new markets. Two key point here is that you improve the cash flow, diversify to new markets, and accelerate growth. So this is something interesting, very, very, very interesting. So how Shopify can help you here as a merchant, okay? Because after all, you have to navigate through all of this, uh, and they provide you two approach. So single store, so you can leverage something called the Shopify markets, uh, and you can set up your store with multi-currency, multi-language, or with multiple store, meaning that you create a new account for every store where you tailor it even further the buyer experience. Okay, so you have these two approach. As a Shopify partner, going with the uh, single store where you provide multi-currency, multi-language, especially something good, and because you can manage that. If as a Shopify partner you have a systemized way of doing this might be a way to do that. And the other is for multiple store. So this is very very good for high tier clients, when you can create this a customer, or you can create a specific Shopify account for them. This actually is more oriented to mature business, which are well established, large businesses with several employees at different locations. So they're performing at the top. They're performing at the top with Shopify, and they must rely on other platforms like Shopify Plus platform. Okay, so I'm going to look at the first. Okay, I'm going to look at the first approach with the Shopify markets. So Shopify Markets here, okay, it's a suite of cross-border selling tool. It's a suite. So what is the meaning of suite here? Suite. Mhm. Suite. So, and imagine a suite like this. It's like you have all of the things that you need in your bedroom or in a room. Okay. So this is a suite. Okay. A suite is something that you have. So you have all the things that you need for that. All of your accommodation. So you have a bed. Uh, you have a bed, a fridge, perhaps a jacuzzi, a bathroom, a jacuzzi inside of the bath. Yeah, a jacuzzi inside of the bath. Some chairs, a TV. So you have all of these different components. So it's a suite. Okay, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so Shopify Market is a suite of cross-border selling tools. Very, very good. Okay, so you get this. You got it. So Shopify Markets. So Shopify Markets. Okay, Shopify Markets. You got it. So Shopify supports pain points, benefit of cross-border payments. Okay, and Shopify Market. Okay, Shopify Market. Yep. So Shopify Market is a suite. It's a suite. Mhm. It's a suite of cross. It's a suite of cross-border tools. It's a suite of cross-border selling tools. Because I don't know what kind of tool are we talking. We have an analogy here that I can use is it's a set of um, sorry, it's a set of uh, tools, all right? Whether it's a screwdriver, hammer, nails, that kind of thing, right? So I'm assuming it's that, but I don't know in detail what actually it is. So I can use an analogy to in the real world example. Okay, I can use this real world example to kind of understand and see the relationship here. Okay, at least to briefly understand this. So Shopify Market uh, is a suite. So Shopify Market is a suite of cross-border selling tools that let merchants sell globally from a single admin. Interesting. So it's a suite of cross-border selling tools that allow merchants to sell internationally or to sell globally uh, in a single or from a single admin, which is great, which is cool. Okay, this is it. It's a suite of cross-border selling tools that allow merchants to sell globally from a single admin. Great. All right. So a cross-border management tool to reach global markets. Okay, so a global management but must be cross-border exactly is a cross-border is a cross-border management tool to start selling or to reach global markets. Okay, a cross-border management tool to reach global market, to reach global markets. So Shopify markets help merchants identify, set up, launch, and manage their international markets from one place. So this is what Shopify markets allow to merchants. Okay, a cross-border management tool to reach global markets. So Shopify markets helps merchants identify. Okay, so Shopify market. Okay, so Shopify market. Exactly. So helps Shopify market help merchants to set up or to identify to ident to identify, set up, launch and manage. Identify, set up, launch and manage their international markets. Their international markets from one place. But this is what Shopify markets help merchants, okay, to identify, set up, launch, and manage their international market from one place. International markets. So this might include tailoring domains, language, currency. Okay, this is exactly what I want to know. So what actually does include this international markets? Okay, so this might include tailoring domain. Okay, so this might include tailored domain, language, currency, exactly, language, currencies, pricing, and taxes. Okay, within the various region they sell to. Within the various regions they sell to. Various within the various regions they sell to. Okay, this might include the tailored domain, language, currency, and prices and taxes within the various regions they sell to, and what else? In order to provide those international customers with a familiarized, okay, in order to provide those international customers, exactly, with a familiar and localized buying experience, with a familiar and localized, come on, what the hell, and localized, and localized buying experience. So the whole point of this here, okay, as a merchant, Shopify merchants allow you to identify, set up, launch, and manage international markets from one place. Okay, so Shopify Market is a suite of cross-border selling tools to merchants. Mhm. So to merchants to manage international to manage international markets from a single admin. Okay, and this might include, okay, this is mentioned. What are the couple things that you include? So this might include is the domain. Yeah, so this might include a domain. Uh, yep, a domain. This might include a domain, language, currency, taxes, and pricing within the various regions they are selling to. They're sell to. to improve the buyer experience and to localize the buyer experience, or to provide this familiar, exactly, to provide this familiar localized buying experience, which after all, this is one of the challenges, especially when you get into a new market, that you must face, that you must uh, try to reduce that gap, bridge the gap. Okay, so now that I understand the Shopify market, okay, a suite of cross-border selling tools for merchants to manage from one admin or from a single admin. In here, these Shopify markets uh, provide merchants. Uh, so the Shopify markets allow merchants to identify identify international markets. So identify, set up, launch, and manage international markets. So when I say each one of those, is that it allows you to identify these international markets, whether it's China, Australia, Europe, Latin, Africa, Middle East, okay, US, Canada. So it allows you to uh, identify, set up, launch, and manage international markets. Uh, so these the things that might include, it can be a custom domain, a custom domain, a tailored domain, language, currency, taxes, and pricings within the regions they're sold to. Within the various regions they sell to. All of this is to make the buying experience for these international customers familiar. Okay, the whole idea for this is for these international customers. Uh, yeah, for these international customers, make so the whole idea of this is to for the whole idea for these international customers is to provide a familiar buying experience. That's all. That's all. A tailored buying experience. That's the whole idea of these Shopify markets. So you can do as a merchant, identify, launch. So identify, set up, launch, and manage international markets from one single admin in things that might include whether is the custom domain, yeah, whether it's a custom domain, localization, language, pricing, currency, taxes, because you want us to make your international customers being familiar when they want to buy or with the buying experience. That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this. And internet is now closing the gap of that vastly, especially because the English has actually, uh, so English was the dominant language of science, and now we are forced to all of us to learn this language. That's what happened. So much like the Latin or Greek back in before Jesus Christ, right? Where now people need to learn Latin and in Greek because this is where all of this knowledge was written. Okay, so this is something very interesting, very interesting to know with the Shopify markets. All right, market is ideal for merchants who use Shopify payments and who use multiple local currency and language based on regions. So, uh, Shopify market, Shopify Market is ideal. Okay, so Shopify Market is ideal. So Shopify Market is ideal. Merchants that use who use exactly. Shopify Market is ideal. Exactly, it's ideal for merchants who use Shopify Shopify payments, and because this is not widely accepted, but those places that accept, you can go with. Uh, and the other is who use multiple local currency and language based on region. Who use multiple language and currency in various regions. Okay, come on, man. In various regions. Okay, so that's cool. That's great. How do you create this buying experience? Interesting. Because after all, that's the whole point of this Shopify market. This pseudo, this this suite of cross-border selling tools for merchants. Yeah, this suite of cross-border selling tools for merchants, where they can manage all of this. So what they can manage is where they can identify, set up, launch, and manage international markets from one admin panel. Why? Because especially for business that are getting into new market, is very very slow and expensive to get in. One, because all the compliance that you have to manage, whether it is taxes, regulations, currency, and language. And also, you need to create your brand awareness. You need to build your brand. You need to build your brand awareness, uh, and develop trust in that. So to do that, well, offering is a tailored buying experience where these international customers are familiar with their by uh, offering is a customized domains, their currency, language, yeah, their currency, the language, pricings, and taxes. So all of this helps you to improve your sales, increase the customer base retention over time, and have a successful business uh, that is flexible, where you need to move your operations when given circumstances are not there any longer. Meaning, when policy change, when currency fluctuates, and where there is a lot of risk for your business, especially fraud. So this is great because we're focusing is on creating this buying experience for international customers. So how can we create that? Okay, how do you create this buying experience? So how do you create this buying experience? Okay, so how do you create this buying experience for international clients? Right, something like this. How do you create this buying experience? Like so. Shopify Market lets a business manage brand experience by creating group of countries and assigning settings to let them that reflect the needs of the markets. So market groupings. Okay, so market grouping. So market grouping or segment. So it is quite like that. Market, 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 market grouping or segment. Market grouping and so Shopify Markets let a business manage brand experience. Brand experience. What actually it is manage brand experience by creating groupings of country and assigning settings to let them reflect the need of the market of that market. So when a merchant first activates Shopify Markets, they will see a few. Okay. So when a merchant first activates Shopify Market, this suite of cross-border selling tools from one admin panel or from a single admin panel, they will see a few categories they can configure based on their selling strategy, primary targets, and other markets, countries you don't sell, market grouping. hmm hmm Interesting. hmm Okay. So Shopify let a business manage brand experience by creating groupings of countries. So Shopify Market, uh, so Shopify Market manage business by grouping them. So by grouping country and assign settings that reflect the need of the market, manage brand, manage brand experience. So Shopify Market manage business or let a business. So Shopify Market lets a business manage brand experience. So brand experience, buying experience, okay, brand experience that are brand experience tailored for that international market. Okay. Oh Jesus, brand experience for that tailored markets. A good way to look at this, you know, uh, yeah, a good way to look at this is, hmm yeah, a good way to look at this um, is when there is the parade month or the pride month, brands. This is a great example, my friend. So do the pride month, okay? So with the Shopify markets, with this suite of cross-border selling tools from so that allow to manage merchants their unique buying experience for these international customers. Things this kind of thing might include is uh, a tailored domain, pricing, language, currencies, taxes that they are familiar with. Okay, and with that, it will increase sales as well as customer retention that over time will make your business successful, because the holy grail of any business is to have recurring clients. But as long as you can provide value, they will going to stay for you and with you. So Pride Month, okay? So the Pride Month is a great example of how merchants or large, whether it's pre-commerce, mhm. So okay, so brands here, okay, uh, whether is pre or merchants, whether they are pre-commerce sellers, uh, so yeah, whether they are pre-commerce sellers, established or mature business, okay. So by reaching to these new markets, by going global, uh, and in the case of the Pride Month, they actually tailor a brand experience based on the region. So Latin, North America and Canada, Europe, in Africa, all of the in Australia, all of them, New Zealand, Australia. So all of them, they put the flag or the gay parade, the flag, or they tailor the brand for that. But when it comes to Middle East and Asia, some countries are not. They just said that. Uh, they just said Jesus. Their brand just reflect what those international markets want to buy, and most of them they don't care about the gay parade or the Pride Month. So this is something interesting, because with sales you're now able to see, especially international sales, it opens you to the not only to new markets, but also to the language, currency, taxes, and regulations, as well as their perspective and the historical and cultural values and perspective, which is something interesting as well. And it will generate a rich debate around it. That's off the rail, okay? I just wanted to draw that out. But yes, this Shopify markets, after all, uh, is a suite of cross-border selling tools for merchants that they can use in a single admin. And the whole idea is to tailor the buyer experience for these international customers. This might include is a domain, local or a custom domain, a language, currency, taxes, pricing, with the whole purpose of to make them familiar uh, when it comes to shop in your store, whether it's a good or service that you're selling. But the whole point of that is to tailor that uh, experience, the buyer experience. And by doing so, well, so this the way how you create this buying experience in Shopify is through market grouping. So what you're gonna do here is to or Shopify Market, what allows you to do the way how you can create this buying experience is by grouping your audience and expose them with a brand experience, with a particularly familiar brand experience. That's what happening it is here. So Shopify Markets, so Shopify Markets, so Shopify Markets allow business allow business to manage brand experience. So Shopify Markets allow business. or lets, you know, Shopify Market lets business to manage brand experience by grouping markets, by grouping countries, because after all is that, by grouping countries, by grouping countries and assign them settings that reflect the need of that market, that reflect their needs of that market. Or in this case, okay, so Shopify Market lets business to manage your brand experience by grouping countries and assign them settings uh, that that such market is familiar, is one of them, is familiar and reflect their needs. 2 point here. So familiarity and needs are familiar. Exactly. So Shopify Market let business, or in this case is singular. So Shopify Market let a business to manage brand experience by grouping countries and assigning assigning them settings. So Shopify Market let a business manage brand experience, and to me this is something important. Brand experience. So Shopify Market let a business manage brand experience by grouping countries and assigning settings reflecting uh, and assigning settings uh, and assigning settings and assigning them settings which markets are familiar and assigning settings which markets are familiar and reflect their needs. And Jesus, no, familiar and reflect their needs. So the gay parade, so the Pride Month is a great example. Pride Month is a great example of this. The Pride Month. Pride Month is a great example of this. Mhm. So, but after all, the way how you can create this buying experience is by market grouping. Okay, is by market grouping. Uh, is by market grouping that Shopify Markets lets business to manage brand experience brand experience by assigning them exactly let you so Shopify Markets, uh, the way how you can create this buying experience using Shopify Market is by creating a brand experience that group several countries and offer them settings that reflect their needs in offering settings where these markets are familiar and reflect their needs. hmm And this is something interesting, and that's one of the reasons why marketing is so important. Holy, why marketing is so important than the product, because after all, what they're doing is just going directly to speak through all of this layer and speak directly to the customers and use their own language, currency, taxes, regulation, pricing, so that the customer are familiar by consuming or by buying this product. So there is nothing wrong about it. I don't see anything wrong about it. What happens is when these customers are uh, boost in overconsumption. That's what happened. And again, a lot of these marketing people, that kind of things, they are quite good at what they're doing because they are knowing and figuring out how human behavior is. And so we have a more deep understanding of how do we interact each others to sell, which is not bad, not at all, man, not at all. As long as you provide me is a product that give me some value, okay, tangible value, value that allow me to improve any problems or my own operations and that kind of thing. I'm gonna take a quick pause here because I'll be right back. Be right back. Holy hell. So after I know about the Shopify markets, okay. So after I know, yeah, how merchants can do the cross-border selling, especially using Shopify. Well, whether it's going with a single store or multiple store, this is the two approach. The single store approach is by using Shopify markets, where they can they can leverage this Shopify markets uh, for their multi-currency, multi-language, or they can go with the multi-store approach where they can create a particular account for each one of these new markets to even further tailor their the buying experience. And the whole point of this is the pattern here is tailor a buying experience. All right. So using Shopify Markets, which is with the first approach on uh, the single store. So with Shopify Market is a suite of cross-border selling tools from uh, uh, it's a exactly it's a cross-border selling tools to for merchants to sell globally from a single admin. So Shopify Market allow merchants to identify set up, launch, and manage international markets, whether it's by tailoring a domain, the pricings, language, currency, with the whole purpose of creating a buying experience that are familiar with these international customers and that align and reflect their needs. So a great example of this is the Pride Month. So the Pride Month is something that you will see in places like North America, South America, so Latin, Europe, some places in Africa, Australia, but you won't see any reference on the for example Middle East or Asia, some places in Asia. So the way how you can create this buying experience in Shopify using the Shopify market, where they allow you to create as a business brand experience uh, for this international market by grouping countries and offering settings that reflect their needs on those markets. So, uh, question is, all right, how you can do this? Okay, how you can do this? Uh, so when a merchant first activates Shopify markets, they will see a few categories they can configure based on the selling strategy. Okay. So the way how you can do this by activate the merchants, the Shopify markets. Okay. Uh, so activate, when a merchant, when a merchant first activate Shopify markets. Okay, they will see few categories. Okay, they will see few categories. They can configure based exactly. They can see few categories. They can configure based on their selling strategy. Interesting. Okay. First activate. They will see few categories they can configure based on their selling strategies. The first is primary market. The primary market is a default country region that merchant sells to. This is often their home or domestic market, which is determined by store address and base currency. Shopify set this market by default. The primary market may not be the country of region or the merchant does not most business with, but simply reflect the base settings of the store. Other markets include any custom configured market groups where merchants wants to use the same domain strategy, offer the same language option, and apply the same price adjustment to product for customer located in these regions or countries. The other markets category also contains sections called international markets that include a curated list of popular countries or regions that similar merchants sells to in countries you don't sell. Exactly. Merchants can configure a market group of all other countries or regions that don't belong to another market. Countries or customers in these countries can check out from the store. Marketing grouping examples. You can create a market called North America that targets Canada, United States, and Mexico with one group of settings. If you have a different group of settings that you are only applied to Japan, then you can create another market that targets only the country of Japan. What settings can you configure with markets? Configure currency and prices, language, payment methods, domains, duty and taxes. Benefits of Shopify Market: simplicity and better operational efficiency. Sell everywhere and expand faster with these features. Domain and SEO, local currency, localized content and catalog, checkout localizations, and market admin. Supported customer experience with app, translate and adapt app, geolocalization app, and multiple store. And this is the other with multiple store. Some merchants require additional flexibility and customization from their international selling strategy. For this case, merchants will open and operate additional store on Shopify that complement their main store. Shopify Plus provide up to 9 complementary additional store for merchants who want to use a multiple store approach to sell in different currency or language. Additional stores are called expansion store in the Shopify Plus agreement. If an inventory is shared between markets, quantities need to be kept in sync across store. Mhm. If you need to update content in one theme, that change can happen manually in every store. Apps need to be installed and paid for individually on each store. A multi-store setup is valid way for merchants to run their international strategy. But it's like that. It's showing you how you can create this. Okay, you have primary markets, other markets in countries you don't sell. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so primary markets. So this is how you can create this buying experience for these international sellers. Okay, and depend on the selling strategy. So once you first activate Shopify Market, you can choose uh, primary markets. Okay, other markets. Okay, other markets. Okay, so primary markets most of the time include your base market or your base, what do you say, your home or domestic markets, your home or domestic market. Okay, most of the time include your home or domestic market, which is determined by store address and base currency, which is determined by store, yeah, which is determined by the store, which is determined by the store, which is determined by the store address, okay, which is determined by the store address and base currency. But the whole point of this is to, well, just put words here. So primary markets most of the times refers to home or domestic market, which is determined by the store address and base currency. Okay, which is determined by store address and base currency. Shopify set this market by default. So Shopify set this market by default. This not necessarily. Okay, uh, so this not so this can this also uh, can be other uh, markets. Okay, okay, this can also be other markets. uh, okay, this can also be other markets where the merchant makes more sales. Okay, and then you got other markets in countries you don't sell, right? Having here in countries you don't sell, right? In countries you don't sell, you don't sell. So other markets here, uh, here we're talking is about other markets. So you can configure any custom configured market groups, any custom configure configured market group, any custom configured market groups where merchants wants to use the same domain strategy, offer the same language options, and apply the same price adjustment. So these other markets, okay, so any custom market group where merchants, okay, so where merchants wants to use to where merchants want to use the same strategy or the same domain, okay, the same domain strategy, domain, the same domain strategy, offer the same language option, offer the same language options, okay, and apply the same price adjustment, and apply the same price adjustment, adjustment, exactly, adjustment to product for customer located in this country. So the same domain strategy, offer the same language options, and apply the same price adjustments for customer in these regions or countries. In countries that you don't sell. So this is the options based on the merchant selling strategy once you first activate Shopify merchants, where this suite of cross-border selling tools to start to sell globally from a single admin is the primary market, which after all, the Shopify market lets business to so let business let business to customize brand experience for group of countries or regions that those international customers are familiar and reflect their needs. So So knowing this, okay, and then combine that with what are the categories that the Shopify market, this suite of cross-border selling tools offer, is the primary market, usually the home or domestic market, the additional markets or other markets where you can follow is the same domain strategy, uh, the same language, offering the same language options, as well as same price adjustment for customers in those regions. And the other is the countries you don't sell. Okay, so market grouping example. So for example, okay, so market grouping example, because after all, example, because this is how you create this buyer experience. Okay, this is how you create this buyer experience. You can create a market called North America that targets Canada, United States, and Mexico. So you can create a market group or a market called North America, where you include Canada, USA, and Mexico, all in one group of settings. All in one group of settings. If you have a different group of settings that you only apply to Japan, then you can create another market that only targets the country of Japan. You can also create another market called Japan, exactly, to target only the countries of Japan, to target that country, or even in Latin as well. But because the vast majority of people in Latin are poor, that's what happened. That's the reason. Not only poor, it's because again managing compliance. So Latin, for some reasons, they don't want to open to the new market. They don't want to open two markets. They just want to follow some European recipe that works for them, given by their own context. But Latin has a different context, and we want to replicate is a recipe of someone else to our own. It's like try to cure you. It's like try to cure your ictericia. Ictericia. It's like trying to cure you. It's like trying to cure colon cancer. But in English, what if I want this in English? Exactly. It's like trying to call. Uh, it's like trying to cure colon cancer with cough syrup. Yeah. It's like trying to cure you colon cancer with cough syrup. Why? You know, that's what happening here with a lot of uh, people or this aristocracy or whoever the rulers, the governments, politicians. It's like they want to apply models that works in other areas, in other countries, in other regions, okay? And they want to forcefully apply that here. No. It's like no, it's like trying to again, it's like trying to cure your colon cancer with cough syrup. Perhaps for people that have cough, yeah, it might help them. But you have a different disease or you have a different problems here. Holy F. Holy F. But okay, so what settings you can configure with markets? So currency and pricing. Customer can view price and pay their order in the local currency. When merchants use Shopify payments, their price and converted automatically using the currency market exchange. Uh-huh. Merchants can customize local pricing for each market. So that'll be all for this video. Take care. Bye bye.